Hi, my name's Ron Wright, and here we are in Sheffield, Hallam, where I work, and we're working with Sensoria in a partnership to deliver a workshop about sound design. So what we're going to do as part of this two-day workshop is we're going to talk about sound design in general. So we're going to show them how to record, we're going to show them how to do some mixing and some track laying and maybe creating some effects. And at the same time trying to give people an understanding of sound in general for film and radio, and how it can be used to tell a story.
The big thing that's unique about sound design and animation is the fact that you get nothing for free. Now they all have to mean something.
I hope that gave us some idea of how much work goes into it and how actually it's not all about just sitting at a computer and digitally manipulating things. What are you guys doing over there? Have you got Pro Tools up there?
Yeah, it's up here, yeah.
Okay. The workshop has been targeted at 16 to 24 year olds, and we've got a mixture of people, some who have some recording experience, some have no experience, which is fine, and they've just got a general interest in sound. It's quite broad, it's quite loose, and it's also to bring something into the city, just as Sensoria is providing a kind of very vibrant and interesting festival. One of the many that take place in Sheffield, and I think it's actually nice to kind of have a city where things are going on, people can contribute to it and feel part of it. And also this is a project that's aligned to a Resonance FM radio play called Kafka Chic, which is written by a local musician, Mick Ward, and it's to do with the experiences of being a musician in the late 70s, early 80s in Sheffield. But we're going to get the students to go out and do some recording of the locations that Mick wants for the drama. So we're going to be hopefully collecting and providing some of the sounds for those dramas.
It's a musical play which is actually based on an expression that a member of a band I used to work with in the early 80s came out with when he was asked to play music like Chic, and he said, "I didn't read Kafka to play Chic." And if any of you know, Kafka is a very famous German novelist, so the play's based around that. It's kind of the memories of a middle-aged musician looking back on his life in the 80s and actually comparing it to the current musical scene and opportunities for young musicians, which is so different now to what it was in 1980.
It's Resonance FM that are going to broadcast it. So it'll be a proper radio broadcast, and the plan is to get a lot of the radios. We're going to situate them in various sites around the city, cafes and bars and things. It'll be broadcast at a certain time, so people could go into the cafe, into the bar, and sit down and listen to the broadcast. So the play uses songs and it uses interviews with some of the musicians from the time. And we've also got a narration which is read by an actor called Graham Fellows, who also is known for his character John Shuttleworth.
1980, and every steelworker's son who had nicked his mum's eyeliner and bought a synth had a major recording contract and could be seen regularly on telly one night and in the local boozers the next.
From Charlotte Mali to the Vatican City, I offered up myself.
What's going to be quite important to the sound of the radio play is some of the sort of background atmospheres that we need. So there's like, what was quite important at the time, you were saying, for Sheffield musicians was travelling from Sheffield down to London on the trains to meet the record labels.
That's great, and maybe a little round of applause or something. Fine musicians actually, so thank you, thanks very much. I'm going to go into the city and just grab some general ambiences and maybe some speech and stuff. Do you want to come with me? Okay.
Platform 2B will be the 1518 Northern service to Leeds.
One to London, really, don't we? So that's what they were saying they go.
Yeah, it's been a very nice time just spent learning how to use Pro Tools, done live sound recording, different microphones that industry professionals use. So it's been a very good experience overall. I've taken a lot from it, and I hope to use that in the future.
If the actual on the Zoom, if it's saying that it's where it should be, it's been really helpful discussing the clips from films that we watched. That was useful for me, sort of like stripping it apart and sort of listening to like individual sounds. And just got me thinking a lot more creatively about what I'd do.
The train now standing at platform 5 is the 908 to London and Pancras.
There's a lot of little pieces of me all over the world. There's a lot of little people like me all over the world.
Thank you.